Hey, fabulous fourth graders. It's time for another math lesson. Today's math lesson is converting easy fractions to decimals and percents. And this one today is kind of a fun one because it helps show you percents that you probably know and how to figure stuff out. So as you can see, I have got a 100 grid right there, and I have divided it up into 5 parts. And I want to just show you a couple things. So if that's 100, and in this case it is, then what is each piece, like what this piece right here is equal to? And hopefully all of you know in your heads right now that this is worth 25, right? And this one over here is worth 25, and this one over here is worth 25. And this one over here is worth 25. And with that being the case, if I were to shade this whole one up here, how much have I colored? And if in your head you are saying, Ms. Khaki, you colored 25 out of 100, you would be absolutely correct. I colored 25 out of 100. But that could also be known as 1/4. If you think of it that way, I have 4 pieces. 1 right here, 2, 3, 4. And if I colored one of them, I've colored 1/4. All right. And so now as you look at that, and you already know that if I have something written like this, that also equals 25%, right? So all of those together, 25 over 100, 1/4, all of them equal 25%. So 1/4, just so you know, equals 25%. All right, I'm going to turn off my text messages. Holy cow. All right, so I'm going to pick a different color. Hopefully that became clear. And you know what? I'm going to erase this because I don't want to go too far down the page. So I'm going to erase this part right here for you. Okay. And I'm going to pick my new color. So now if I color 2 of these, because this is going to count with it right up there, I have now colored, what is 25 plus 25? It's 50, correct? So now I have colored 50 out of 100 total. That is also known as 50%. And 50% is also known as 1/2. So once again, another easy percent for you is 1/2 equals 50%. Okay, so 1/4 equals 25%, and 1/2 equals 50%. And those are just reduced and easier for you to see, but those are percents that are kind of, you can, reduce them down and make them easier. So especially if you're going to be trying to find percents of numbers. All right, so hopefully that is clear. I'm going to erase this bottom part again. And this time, let's do color blue so that you can see it. Okay, so now I'm going to color 3. Colored that one, this one, and this one. Okay, so I have colored 75 out of 100, correct? Which is also known as 75%. But friends, since these are all in 4 parts, I have also colored 3 out of 4. So another easy percent for you is knowing 3/4 equals 75%. Okay, so anytime you see 3/4, you also know that that means 75%. And it's just another easy one. It's 25 plus 25 plus 25. All right. Okay. And finally, let's give us 100% over here. I'll do green. Okay, so now I'm going to color the last one in. So all of them are colored. So now I have colored 100 out of 100, which means I have colored 100%. And if you look up here, I have colored 4 out of 4, right? So there you go. That's just another easy percent. Anything over itself, just like that, is always 100% because 4 divided by 4 is 100%. So just to review, some of our easy percents that we're going to know, or that I want you to keep in your mind that you know, is that, I'll do this, I'll keep that color. All right. Thank you, Guy. 1/4 is 25%. Okay. And 2/4, also known as 1/2, equals 50%. Right? And 3/4 equals 75%. And when the whole thing's colored, it's 100%. And these fractions I'm hoping are going to be easy for you to remember because you're going to need to start using it a little bit when, like out of 100, it's really easy. And I think for the most part, when anything's out of 100, it's going to be easy for you to do because you can think of it as a dollar. You can think of it like that. But if I were to ask you 3/4 of a certain number that wasn't 100, then you also need to be able to kind of have that in your head and how we would solve that. So I'm going to move down a little bit. And I want you just to remember how we write percents, okay? So remember, if you have something like 25 over 100, anything over 100 is written like this, right? That's the way you write it. This would also be known as, because 25 is going to be the 100th spot, 2, 5, right? So there we go, from a fraction to a percent to a decimal, and you can go right back the other direction. So keeping all of those in your mind is going to help us with the rest of this lesson today. So I'm going to move down again a little bit more. I'll go down to the next page. And I want you to think of this. So I have 20 cookies. Okay? And I want to know what 50% of my 20 cookies is. Now, this one is actually kind of easy because you already know that 50%, you know this easy fraction, is half, right? So I could rewrite that again, half of 20. Well, friends, what's half of 20? I hope you said 10. But if you needed to look at this as an is over of problem, 1/2 of, okay, how many times does 2 go into 20? That would be times 10, so you do the top times 10. X equals 10. So this can be an is over of, but for things like a half, that's just really simple. You can easily look at this and go, okay, half of a certain number. But I took 50% because when you're looking at 50% of something, that might seem kind of, oh gosh, I don't know how to do that. Well, you know one of the easy percents, 50% is 1/2, and then that's easy for you to understand and solve. So 1/2 is 50%. Okay, so that at least gives you a little bit. And you could have also done it, by the way. I'm going to take you down and show you something. If you had not been thinking about it and you were like, oh, I just didn't even think about it. 50% is written like this, right? So if I said 50% of 20, it still is over of, so I know where my 20 goes. And now I'd kind of be going backwards because I'd be doing my division. So I could do how many times does 20 go into 100, right? And then I would have divided the top to figure out what x is. But remember what I taught you guys, that you could cross off the zeros. And now I've got 5/10. How many times does 10 go into 20? It goes in twice. So what is 5 times 2? X equals 10. Okay? So once again, there are all these different ways for you to see it. And you guys already know how to do is over of, and doing percents is just the same thing. So these are all easy percents for you to play with today. So what you're going to be doing are pages 252 and 253 in your math book. And you're going to need to download those and work them. And it's working with all percents we know. It's got a fourth, it's got a 1/5, it's got 3/4, it's got all the easy ones that you know how to do. And I will do one quick one for you just to make sure that if I asked you what 1/5 of 20 is. Okay. Now you know, you still do the 1/5. You know where the 20 goes because it's of 20. There you go. 5 goes into 20 how many times? 5, 10, 15, 20. So the top one is times 4 as well. And so the answer would be 4. Okay? So 1/5, while I wasn't one of the easy percents that I gave you, hopefully after you did the math from the other day, you would have seen, because it still is a percent, 1/5 equals 20%. Okay? So you guys are going to be doing a little bit of math today and filling in empty numbers. And then in some of them, I do need you to color them. Do all of this in Notability. It is way easier than downloading it and taking a picture. This is just filling in blanks. It's fairly easy, and you can still use colors to fill in the numbers. Hopefully you are starting to understand all of this percent to decimal. Just remember your easy percents today, okay? So 1/4 equals 25%. 2/4 is the same as 1/2, and it equals 50%. 3/4 is 75%. And 4 out of 4, 1 out of 1, 2 out of 2, those are all 100%. And then other ones that you know easily are like 1/5, 20%, okay? Just keeping in mind is over of. It's going to keep helping you. It's going to help you for the rest of your life to know where to place your numbers when you're dealing with fractions, okay? So hopefully this worked out good for you today and that you were able to understand and do the math pages. All right? See you soon.